Hey everyone, Jeffrey here. Just wanted to come to you with a quick video. I'm here just outside the home. It's a gorgeous day here in California. I'm just so grateful and blessed. God has just really just brought us through so much and just really given me a passion for really just trying to encourage people and help people in any way, shape, or form that I can. One of the things I want to talk to you briefly about today is something I call real-time parenting. I know there's a lot of parents out there, young parents, even older parents, it doesn't matter. But what I mean by real-time parenting is it really has to do with the fact that, how do you parent when you're really trying to learn things yourself? My wife and I, Shanda, we had kids when we were young. We were 20 years old, and it's almost like we were still babies, But I can tell you there's some things that we learned that I feel like can be a real value to people. And I just want to give you some tips, and hopefully there'll be something that you can somehow incorporate into how you do as a mom or a dad, and to really help you to raise truly great kids with a lot of character and integrity. Because sometimes as you look around, you can point and see there are so many kids these days that they have that sense of entitlement or whatever the case might be. Sometimes they're not very respectful, whether it's in the home or at school, and that can lead to so many issues as they grow up. So when I talk about real-time parenting, I'm talking about, look, we model this, we're an example for this. So my first tip, number one, is you don't have to be right all the time. It's okay. Admit you're wrong. Let your kids know and understand, look, mom and dad, we're still learning at this. Yes, we're still your parents. We're still, quote, the boss. However, it's okay. It's okay. You can tell them, look, I made a decision. I take responsibility for that decision. It may not have been the best decision. In hindsight, it's okay. Let them see that. Let them understand that. Let them, show that part of who you are. And that will help them as they grow as well to understand, guess what? It doesn't have to be my way or the highway. It's okay to be wrong about things. You make the best decision that you can at the time. The second thing is to model a lifestyle of service. One thing I just posted earlier today was the fact that I'm so grateful that my mom and dad, they took us as kids to nursing homes, and I had the opportunity to be around older people sometimes, and we sang, and my dad would sometimes preach, but the point was it taught me to be grateful for what I have. My brothers still laugh at me to this very day because as a kid, I honestly did not know we were poor. Okay, I know that may sound funny. I was one of 15 kids. We were on, you can name it, government assistance, you name it. We had just about everything. But I did not know we were poor. And I credit that to my mom and dad. And when one of my brothers, who will remain nameless at this point, Patrick, he enlightened me to the fact that we were poor. He brought out some things to let me see how poor we were. I'm still frustrated with him to this day because I was in this bubble where I just felt the love, I saw the peace, I saw so much other things that my mind was focused on that let me know we were rich. We had so much. Were there imperfections? You bet there were. Were there issues? Absolutely. We had, craziness. If you can imagine it, 15 kids, there were bound to be some crazy things. Needless to say, I did not know we were poor. It did not even comprehend on my life because my parents modeled something for me, and the way I took it, it superseded how much money we had. It superseded the kind of house we lived in. It superseded the fact that, I wasn't looking at the fact that we had to literally make a fire in the morning just to have heat in the house so many times, I didn't see it when we were sometimes doing other things just to eat that, I didn't understand that. I just thought we were smarter than everybody else. But the truth is we didn't have the money to do certain things. But my parents, they modeled service. My mom and dad, they were pastors, they were ministers, they were always giving. Sometimes when we didn't have a lot ourselves, we had a lot of our rich friends that had money and come from nice homes. They would want to come to our house, our house, a place that didn't always look the best. There was issues. There was the needs of repair. Our food sometimes wasn't the greatest. Our mom would put together this big pot of something for us to eat, and they would love it. They would love it. They modeled service. That's number two. The third thing is, you know what? Be vulnerable and honest with your kids. You know, I realize there's age appropriate things that you can and can't say to everyone at every time, but be vulnerable and honest with them. Let them see the authentic mom, the authentic dad, and who you are. It's okay to cry in front of your kids. It's okay to say, guess what? Mommy and daddy overreacted. We're sorry. We shouldn't have gotten upset. Well, whatever it might be, show that vulnerability. That will teach them something. That will teach them something that will last a lifetime. Last a lifetime. And if you found that you got a kid that's 3 or 4 or 5 years old and you haven't done that up to now, guess what? You still have time to make those corrections right now. That's number 3. Be honest, be vulnerable. And the fourth thing is common sense. It's a no-brainer, but it's lead by example. You know, you can't tell your kids to don't smoke, don't drink, don't cuss. You can't tell them all those things if you're doing all those things. You know, I'm sorry, kids, they see that their first place of learning is their environment. If they're going to school and they're cussing and they're calling other kids names and they're doing this, that, and the other, guess what? It's going to be because either they're seeing it in the home from you, mom and dad, or you're letting them be exposed to that through television and movies and games and other things. You need to take control. You need to be responsible as the parent to make sure that your children are kids with character. Kids with integrity, kids that when they grow up, there are productive parts of society. They are people that people are proud to hire. They're the kids that are tops in their class, whatever it might be. But because of the fact that you instilled that in them from the time they were a child. So again, just give me some tips on real-time parenting. I hope you can take some of those things and just incorporate it into what you do. If you want more information, feel free to reach out to me at yourauthenticU.net. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, as well, Twitter. But I'd love to get your comments. Give me some of your tips. What do you do that you feel like has been productive and really beneficial to you as a parent, where you can see some positive things with your kids? I'll be happy to share those things as well. Again, Jeffrey with Your Authentic You. Have a blessed and wonderful week today.